Moses! Moses!
Goodbye, brother.
Yes, Prince of Egypt. And Joshua. Moses and Joshua. We should have a song about them that's just as good as Josh Fits the Battle.
You know, you do have a point. Why don't we?
Yeah, because they really did do a lot of stuff together. Good heavens. Well, yeah. I mean, Joshua, he came from Egypt with Moses, so he's been his second in command probably since, at least since they left Egypt, or shortly after. Maybe he was like the Charlton Heston 10 Commandments shows, and he was part of the whole system that got them out. Who knows? Somebody make us a song for Moses and Joshua.
That would be fun. I don't know if I'll be able to sing it, though.
Well, how many songs do we have that are easily sung by everyone?
Or how many songs are there that I easily forget?
Yeah. Well, consider how many songs there are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, PDQ Bach.
What?
This guy who wrote comedy classical. If you are a true student of classical music and you play through PDQ Bach, it is hard to keep a straight face.
You mean the piano guy that we have on tape?
No. PDQ was a contemporary to Moses and all of them. But my point is, his music was tucked away in a trunk somewhere labeled salacious, or, don't mess with this stuff. And somebody's like, what the heck? And they open it up and they pull this stuff out and they're like, oh, this is hilarious. Oh, this is hilarious. I've played one, and the notation for the percussion section on this one song, we never did it, but the notation was percussion group just pushes over everything. And so all the bells and drums and everything are supposed to just fall on the floor and clatter and clang. And it's like, that's an interesting thing to do. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to listen to a PDQ Bach song, I'll bet you we could find some on YouTube. But just the musicality of it is all in jest. And it's fun to listen to some of the silly stuff that he does. Anyhow, chapter 31. Did you start yesterday or did I?
I said the prayer last.
Okay. Our Father in heaven, we thank thee very much for this chance to be together. We thank thee for thy many blessings, and we thank thee for being with us and helping us to grow and learn. We thank thee for thy gospel, and we thank thee for all the blessings that thou hast for this life. Please help us to learn and grow and share good information. And please bless us with peace and understanding as we move forward. And we say these things and do so humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Chapter 31. Moses counsels Joshua and all Israel to be strong and of good courage. The law is to be read to all Israel every 7 years, which is a good thing to do.
Always remember the rules.
Yeah, I wonder if they all sit down and just read it one month.
Well, you guys get baptized when we're 8 years old, so that might be very, very helpful to learn before their 8th year.
Yeah, well, they should be studying it all along, so...
They're going to be very young for 7 years. And then on their 8th year...
But how many people forget every 7 years?
I'm just saying, the child as a baby doesn't learn it the first year.
They should be studying it all along with their family.
I know.
The children of Israel will follow false gods and corrupt themselves, which is annoying. But here's something that I just thought of as she was saying that. I went to a Was it a mall or an airport? I don't remember.
One of the two.
Yeah, it was a place that had a lot of shops, and we happened across this one that was a magical shop, and there's
Like a magician?
a magician selling magic tricks, and some of them were pretty high end. But the guy behind the counter was like, "Yeah, about every 7 years, the old tricks are new again. Everybody forgets about every 7 years." And so that's an interesting thing to think of for this.
The baby doesn't know when it turns 7 years old. It's to prepare for their 8th year.
Yes. And hopefully they are studying all along with their family because babies are born all the time, so
Fair.
who knows? Anyhow, and Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel.
And he said unto them, I am an 120 years old this day. I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord hath said unto me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan.
The Lord thy God, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them, or dispossess. You shall replace the people that are there and possess whatever. And Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said.
And the Lord said unto them, as he did to Sihon and to Og, kings of the Amorites, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed.
With your help, of course. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according unto all the commandments which I have commanded you.
Be strong and of a good courage. I don't know why I couldn't say that sentence.
Because it's not the way we usually do it.
That's
be strong
fair.
and of good courage, not of a good courage.
Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
And that's a neat promise that we still have. God never leaves us. He just, if we push him back, he'll step back far enough to let us calm down, and then he'll say, hey, do you want to come back and join me?
That's also something that we can learn in everyday conversations.
True.
Example, original Lilo and Stitch. Both Lilo and Nahi have or I pronounced her name wrong, I'm sorry. They have an argument after Cobra Bubble's first visit, and they step away, both scream into pillows, spend a few hours apart, and eventually come back together and reconcile.
Reconcile, yes.
Yeah,
They do
my
that
bad.
several times in the show.
Yes, but that's the point. They take the time to step apart, calm down, let the adrenaline and the anger flee from them, and then they come back together.
I bet their parents are up in heaven saying, "Good job, girls."
Who knows?
And we hope you may get along even more.
Yep. And Moses called unto Joshua, and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, Be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it.
And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed.
That's an awesome promise.
You know how I said that was mean? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear anything mean.
Well, I'm just like, good job, girls. That's kind of an insult for what's going on. I'm just
Whatever.
glad they're taking care of each other for the parents.
Yes. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto the elders of Israel.
And Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years in the solemnity?
And the solemnity.
That's a weird word. Of the year of release, in the feast of Tabernacles.
At the appointed time, in the solemnity of the year of release. Huh. Anyhow, yes, then the Feast of the Tabernacles. So this is everybody sit down and we're going to read this.
Mm-hmm.
When all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law.
7 once again, another 7 in the
Yes.
scriptures.
Yep.
7 and 40 is used a lot.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. It is.
Please wait until we finish a verse before you talk.
She doesn't know where we're at.
That's fair.
Which he shall choose, the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. I wonder, That's an interesting one. Let's make 50 copies, and we spread 50 people out throughout the congregation of Israel so they can hear. You know,
Talk about decent talk.
well, if you're
Town
if you,
crier.
yeah, I don't care how loud your town crier is. He's not going to yell loud enough that he can be heard a mile away.
Without
Amplification.
Yeah.
Artificial amplification. So how many copies did they make, and how many gatherings did they make to have this be read to everyone?
how far do you think they had like prehistoric megaphones or something? I know that if you just have like a roll of paper and call into
Right,
it, that
right.
increases sound.
It,
but-
it focuses the sound and doesn't let it just go everywhere, and so therefore it makes it more powerful in one direction. But
did they know about that, and did they have something like that?
that is a good question. That is something I don't think I can answer.
Neither can I.
Okay.
Gather the people together, men, women, and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law.
So by stranger, he means sojourners or proselytes again. So this could be anyone visiting. They should hear it as well. And I'm not sure how far that goes for requirement, but proselytes especially should hear the entire law so that they can learn the laws of the people of Israel.
Well, Fanny, you coming on over here to play?
He's just watching.
Yeah. And that their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thy days approach, that thou must die. Call Joshua, and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. Ooh, this is big.
And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land whither I go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenants which I have made with them. He knows that human nature is just going to cause them to turn away.
Yeah, I guess, but it's sad that he has to say it like this.
And he's saying it to Moses on his deathbed,
Yeah.
basically.
You've done a good job, but they're going to screw up now.
He'd be like, oh, come on, really? Do you have to let me go?
Well,
Yeah.
you can't
You
stay
kinda-
around and do everything forever.
You kind of
Yeah.
lost me in the middle of that. What's going on?
God is talking to Moses and saying, you've done okay, but you're going to die now, and everybody is going to stop listening to the gospel because they're stubborn and people.
Yep.
Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them. And they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, Are not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us?
And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods.
Now therefore write ye this in song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. It is interesting that they have songs because...
Psalms?
No, not just the Psalms, but I love what in Dead Poets Society,
What?
the Dead Poets Society movie,
Oh, okay.
the guy that Robin Williams plays, I don't remember his name because it's just Robin Williams, you know?
That's fair.
He says, poets suck the marrow of life. They refine it. They can create. Poetry is such an amazing thing if you can do it right. And you know, the way that a poet can put together a song and have it be this, or just a verse, and have it be this tremendous thing, and then to put it to music. Music is in and of itself a powerful thing, but you put together a well-done poem and a well-done musical layout and mesh them together, and it becomes, I mean, think about how many songs you learned as a child in church or listened to on the radio and you've just loved them. How many of them are you can just call up and remember so easily? And
sometimes they have profound messages like Letters
Right.
from War.
yeah, but I am a child of God. That is one of the most powerful songs that I have ever heard because it defines our relationship with God. And we remember it because it's such a relatively simple song and it has such a well-done verse. And we always remember we are children of God because we have that remembrance.
It reminds me a little bit of Casting Crown's song "City on the Hill," where it's saying this city was grand and glorious, but it started falling apart because everyone started pointing fingers at another, saying that you're the problem, that you're the reason this isn't perfect. And one of the things that was stated, the soldiers said the poets were weak, but it is the poets whose words give strength to the soldiers
Right.
in the first place,
Right.
and it's all connected.
And so God is saying, create songs, create teaching things. In the book series, The Dragon Riders of Pern by Anne McCaffrey, the people who are the educators are the singers, and they have teaching songs that they teach to all of the people so that they can remember to take care of themselves and their world and how they live.
That also reminds me, in high school, I had to retake Spanish because I just couldn't get it.
Right.
The first year, it was textbooks and reciting and all that.
Right.
But the next year, my teacher taught us in song.
Right.
I only remember really two, which is numbers.
Fuego.
That was chorus. But I remember numbers up to 16 because of a song, and all the colors.
Right.
Because it was done in song.
Right. And that's the point here. Moses being told, yeah, write this all out, but also write songs so that the songs become a fun thing to sing. And this is also the danger of songs because some people teach bad things with songs. But
Well, that's
Zero
something
population.
too.
that and a lot of, oh my heavens. The biggest one that I remember is the song "Get Out of My Dreams and Into My Car." Yeah, the guy's saying, "Hey baby, you're pretty. Get in the car and let's go at it." And it's like, that's the theme song to a movie.
Oh.
Yeah, and that that's what a lot of songs are. I mean, I'm not going to try to remember all of them. I have heard several songs, and I have stopped listening to certain sections of music because so many songs were about sex or relationship inappropriateness or whatever.
Quote from a
Rap.
quote from a Tumblr post. Little kid, why are so many songs about love? You'll understand when you're older, says the parent. Kid grows up. No, seriously, why are so many songs about love? And I still actually kind of wonder that too. There's so many other subjects, but 90% of music is about love.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know what? That does remind me of
Not all
something I
rock and
saw
roll's bad.
online. This MMD I watched, the teacher's being too hard on the children, and the children says, we can spell difficulty because of a poem our teacher taught us. The poem was really neat about how to spell difficulty. Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. E-I-Y, or something like that. And then the teacher gets very stubborn and says, why are all these people in this home getting married? You're supposed to be teaching spelling, not poetry. But I was really amazed by that poem. That will definitely teach a kid how to write a big word like that. So I thought it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The hi Kitty. The MMD stands for something like Magic Movie Dance or something. It's an animation software that you can input a dance pattern and make a character of your choice that you have the file of do that dance. There's literally a world in VR chat that you can go to that's just MMD for your avatar.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a pretty cool poem.
Yeah, sounds neat.
Yeah, too bad the teacher was being too hard on the other.
Oh, well.
Poems help. Why does you have to be so hard on this?
Because it's not traditional learning.
Some people are just stubborn.
It's not traditional learning systems.
It's not what many teachers have been taught, and therefore they say, I don't want that because it's not what I've been taught, and they totally miss out on the chance to learn and
Kids
grow.
learn.
Yep. Oh well. 4:20.
Computers nowadays.
For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then they will turn unto other gods, and serve them, and provoke me, and break my covenant.
And it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear.
Their inclinations which are already forming. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it the children of Israel. That reminds me of something that Brigham Young said. He says, I do not fear prejudice and being chased out of places because it makes people remember God and call on him. But what I fear is success, because people will get
Complacent.
and have ease, and then they will forget God and cast themselves to hell.
Yeah, complacency is the enemy of progress.
Yeah.
And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. Joshua is hearing this as well, and he'd be like, wait, so after Moses dies and I lead them, they're going to fall away from me. Really? He's like, I'm just so disappointed.
There's a lot to it, and Joshua is it's like every leader of every congregation. Your job is to do your best, and
Leave the rest up to the
Right.
people and the Lord.
right.
What happened to your face, Dad? You have a scratch by your nose.
I'll survive. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished,
That Moses commanded the Levites which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying,
Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee.
For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death?
All people are stubborn, rebellious, and prideful and selfish. And all of those things are stupid, therefore people are stupid. So,
Yeah.
Anyhow, we all are here to learn, and hopefully we do.
Yep.
Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them.
For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourself, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands.
And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. Interesting.
Interesting collection of information.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Lovely. And this is,
The next one, we're singing a song.
yeah.
Do we have the music that goes with this? Wish I could read music sheets.
Oh, it's
I
easy
can't-
to read music.
Not for me, for some reason. I
Me
just
either.
can't get it.
It takes practice.
I have
Yep.
learned some stuff in music class when I was a kid and helped me understand Victor Borges jokes. But
That's true.
Yeah.
I still can't read music.
Yep. It's something you just have to learn. You
I even did piano lessons, so I
Yeah.
learned some stuff on that too.
Yes. Okay. So Moses and Joshua are told, keep doing your best, but everything's going to fall apart eventually anyhow. Such a wonderful, uplifting message from God.
Yeah.
But they are also taught things that will help them teach people, which is the songs and preparing educational repetition that will help people remember. And tomorrow we get to go over the Song of Moses. So, we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.